Well, welcome back. Today we're going to school you on your skin.
That's right. This is like the ABCs of skincare. We're going to tackle some very common issues, and then we're going to pair up each problem with a treatment that has proven results to fix it or at least make it better. Dr. Deborah Manjoney is a professor of skincare. That's what I'm calling you today. She's also the owner and founder of the Wisconsin Vein Center and MediSpa. It's always great to see you.
Thank you so much. I feel the same way.
Thank you. And I love that what we're talking about. So it's sort of back to school month.
Right.
So it's sort of like, hey, we're going to concentrate on some things we should learn or some education about skincare.
Right. And so this week we started with A. And so A, we're dealing with anti-redness for the most part. And anti-redness mainly means learning about rosacea, because there are so many different stages of rosacea. It can be as simple as you flush when you have a glass of wine, but that can be rosacea. And so then there are other degrees that get much worse, but there are treatments, and there are ways that we can help people figure out their triggers, what to do to try to reduce that redness, and especially the treatments that really help long term.
I love this. I have rosacea, and because I have treatments at your office, I've kept it really under control.
Yes.
In fact, even when I don't wear makeup and I say to people, oh, I have rosacea, they say I would never notice.
Right.
And that's fantastic.
It really is. And there are people, men are affected by rosacea too, and they frequently don't know what to do about it, and they just feel so embarrassed about walking around really red. And being out in the sun can make it worse, of course. And as I said, wine or drinking alcoholic beverages can make it worse, as can spicy food. So we want to try to educate people about that. But the great treatments that we have include intense pulse light and different lasers that can coagulate the vessels under the skin so that people don't look as red.
You also, I think A could stand for anti-aging.
That's right. And anti-aging, of course, are almost all the treatments we have are anti-aging. But specifically this month, we want people to learn, women to learn about feminine health, women's health. And so Dr. Joi Davis, who's the gynecologist who works with us, is really going to be talking more about the bioidentical hormones as people's lives change, and also things like a FemiLift, which is a vaginal laser that can also rejuvenate women so that they feel better about themselves.
And I think the education there is
Absolutely.
so important.
It is.
Because it's something that maybe your doctor doesn't ask you about or talk to you about even at a regular OBGYN type appointment.
And obviously this can be done very personally, very privately in a consultation with Dr. Davis, even over the phone, so that she can explain things to people and they can come in and just see what she has to offer.
And before we move on, Professor Manjoney to B, let me just say, if you haven't yet been to the Wisconsin Vein Center and MediSpa, it's so beautiful, it's so comfortable, so state-of-the-art. Not only is the facility outstanding, but everyone on your staff, I mean, Molly, I know you agree, is so great. So don't ever hesitate, even whether it's something private, personal, or even, something more cosmetic too, which is we're popularly talking about. So what does B stand for in our
B is
class?
body contouring, and we do have a huge array of body contouring devices. We offer anything from cool sculpting to M-Sculpt. Cool sculpting, of course, is where you can freeze pockets of fat and get it to go away permanently. M-Sculpt is where you can stimulate the muscle so you can get people looking a lot more toned and fit in their abdomen or their buttocks, to raise their buttocks. And legs and arms can really look a lot more toned. But in addition, we have something called Vanquish, which can be used on larger people who have just a need for a midline circumference decrease, which will just help them psychologically feel better, maybe on their diet journey. And we also have Sentient Sculpt, which is one of my favorites right now, because we can not only get rid of a layer of fat, but we can tone and tighten skin, which is such a difficult thing to do. And that's using gigawave energy, similar to microwave, and it works better than any radio frequency device I've ever seen.
And isn't it true also that in the past, cool sculpting could be quite painful, and a lot of these treatments that you've just mentioned for body contouring have come so far that many are very tolerable and comfortable.
Tolerable. Even now, the cool sculpting is Cool Sculpting Elite. It's shorter treatment times. It's really an easy thing to tolerate.
Which is so important. Okay, so we did the A and the B.
Right.
Now the C, and this is for combination treatments.
And because combination treatments really are more than additive. I think you get a much more robust result if you're doing two things together. One of the things we frequently combine, or two of the things we frequently combine, are Scarlet, which is radiofrequency microneedling, with Lays MD, which is a thulium or water attracted laser, because that will resurface the skin as well. And so as the radio frequency may take time for the skin tightening and all that to occur over 4 to 6 weeks, the Laser MD is going to resurface the skin so people look great right away. And of course you can combine Botox and fillers to really get an enhanced result, and you can combine intense pulse light with a laser resurfacing. There are just so many things that can be done that in combination will give you a much better overall effect.
Incredible.
And then for D, we have Daxify.
And Daxify is the new neuromodulator that lasts 6 to 9 months.
Wow.
So it's different from Botox and Dysport and Xeomin in that it has a longer lasting effect. And so this is something that may help a lot of people to decide, oh, you know, I can do that. I don't have to spend the money 4 times a year or 3 times a year. I can come in and have it maybe even just once a year and still have a nice effect from getting rid of the fine lines and the frown lines and things like that.
I have those. The
Always,
11s.
always advancing.
Yeah,
But we have to. You
Yes.
know, we've been now, this is our 21st anniversary this month. And so being around 21 years, we can't just be static.
Right.
We have got to keep bringing in new things for people to see and stay state of the art.
It's true.
And here's the thing I love too is that if people, because a lot of people might not know with body contouring which one they should ask
Absolutely.
for, and that's
Yes.
okay. If you want to learn more, you can set up a complimentary consultation.
Exactly.
September is a great month for people to do it because kids are back to school. but
Before the
also-
holidays
yeah,
reset.
Yes.
Before the holidays to look great and feel great, which is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Really
always
appreciate
really
it.
exciting.
And you're celebrating that 21st anniversary too. So in the spirit of the back to school season, there is something that you can learn, lots of things at the Wisconsin Vein Center and Medi Spa. So be sure to set up a free consultation. Also, like I said, in honor of that anniversary, all September patients will be entered into a drawing to win 21% off an aesthetic treatment of their choice, which is fantastic. Their gorgeous facility is located in Pewaukee. For more information or to schedule that consult or an appointment, call 262-746-9088 or visit wimedispa.com.